So if there's one thing I learned in this quarantine, it's that it's never too late to learn something new. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I think the Fujifilm XT200 is the best hybrid on the market right now. So here it is. This is the Fujifilm XT200, and yes, I do think that it's the best budget camera if you want to start studying photography or video. So this has a 24.2 megapixel APS-C CMOS sensor. This is actually a new one, so you'll be able to capture beautiful video and photos. But first, let's talk about the body. So here in the front, you have the lens, obviously, and you have a little light indicator for your flash, or to tell if you're recording or not. On top, you have the on and off switch, your typical PSAM dials, but you have all these other dials as well. So this is actually quite different from higher end Fujifilm models because they don't have specific dials for your ISO or your shutter speed. But the cool thing about these is that you can customize them to whatever you want them to be. So yeah, so over here is the shutter for photo, and here is a little button for video, and on this side you have the little trigger for the flash. On the back, you have a massive 3.5-inch fully articulating touchscreen, which is amazing. So if you want to vlog with this, that's pretty great. Also, you can fold it inside so you don't have to damage your screen while it's in the bag. So you get a joystick to move around, more customizable buttons, and here we have an EVF, or an electronic viewfinder. So there's nothing much to say about it. It will just help you out if you're shooting in very bright conditions. So on the left side, you have a 3.5mm head jack, which is great, so you can attach an external microphone. And on the right side, you have your USB-C output and your mini HDMI. On the bottom, you have your quarter 20 thread and your battery, together with one single SD card slot. So let's talk about, photo and video. Let's start off with photo. I honestly think that Fujifilm cameras are amazing for photography because I used to own an X-A3 back in the day, and that is a much cheaper lineup of cameras in the Fuji ecosystem, and I still got amazing results. And together with a brand new sensor, you're going to be able to capture such great photos. Sadly, because of the pandemic, you can't exactly go out and shoot whatever you want, wherever you want. So I'll be showing you a couple of photos that the person who actually owns this shot, because she runs a business shooting photos for online businesses to upload on their social media. I honestly feel like the quality of images that you get from this is absolutely amazing for the price. Like, you won't even be able to tell that it came from an entry-level product. You'll also be able to shoot in different formats like JPEG or RAW. So if you're a beginner and you're intimidated by editing RAW footage, you'll be able to shoot with JPEG. And Fujifilm is known for having great JPEGs together with amazing color science, so you don't really have to worry about that in the beginning. But if you do want full control, you can shoot RAW, which gives you so much control in post. So you also have access to their 11 film simulations, which is really, really nice. So in terms of video, I think that this is a fantastic camera to start with, just because of the price point and what it has to offer at that price point. Okay, so at full HD, you can shoot from 24p all the way up to 60p with a 30-minute record limit, and in 4K, you can shoot from 24p up to 30 frames per second with a 15-minute record limit. So the bad thing about that is probably just the record limit, but you'll probably be able to work your way around it anyway. So again, the XT200 comes with a fully articulating touchscreen, which is amazing for vloggers. So you'll be able to tell if you're in focus, if your exposure is correct, if you're, in frame and all of that. So it's just fantastic. And speaking of focus, the Fujifilm XT200 uses face and eye detection autofocus, which is great. So even if you're moving around, it will manage to track you and keep you in focus. But the thing about Fujifilm's autofocus is that it's just as good as the lens that you're using. And Fujifilm, being a photocentric brand at first, means that their lenses aren't great for video autofocus, but since they have been leaning towards the video game in these past few years, the XT200 being a great example for that, they have improved video focusing lenses. So this is a vlog test on the XT200. As you can see, this is my camera. So you can see that there is a square on my face and a little square on my eye because it's using face and eye detection autofocus to keep you in focus while you're moving around or vlogging. In terms of stabilization, this doesn't have IBIS like the G85 does, but they do offer digital stabilization and gimbal stabilization with an included crop. So for audio, you have your 3.5mm head jack, which is great, so you can attach an external mic, and if you want even better audio, dive into the settings and adjust the gain. And lastly, for video, Fujifilm Color Science is just amazing. So if you're not one to go deep into color grading, this is the best camera because you can just use it straight out of the box. You know, it's just really good. In terms of build quality, the XT200 is mostly made out of plastic, so it's not technically a premium product, but it doesn't feel cheap, and that's what's important. So you can't tell that it is made out of plastic, but it's still not a problem. It also has a nice grip on the side. Not the best. You know, Fujifilm is kind of infamous for having horrible grips. You can somewhat grip this. Yeah. It's still comfortable to hold. And the last thing I'm going to be talking about in this video is the battery. Let me turn this off. So the battery here is actually very small, and this is used in a lot of Fujifilm's cameras, like their XA7 line and like the XT100, 200. So yeah, you're not gonna be able to squeeze that much life out of this. It does the job like around 2 to 3 hours, then you're probably gonna have to charge it. So you will have to buy a lot of these if you're gonna do long day shoots. And sadly, the XT200 does not come with a dedicated charger for the battery. It comes with a USB charging cable, so you're gonna have to plug it in. You have to buy that charger separately, which kind of sucks, but you know, that's not new. Fujifilm has been doing that for a really long time. So that is pretty much that for the overview of the Fujifilm XT200. I honestly feel like it really is the best hybrid camera on the market for its price point. You just get so much out of it. Fuji's lens lineup is just amazing, and they're actually pretty affordable as well. So yeah, in terms of like the Fujifilm ranks, this is much better than the XA3, 5, 7 lines, and it's much cheaper than your XT30s. You know, you don't have to sell your kidney in order to afford one. It's very affordable, and you get so much from this camera. So yeah, that is pretty much that. Tell me if you guys want a more in-depth discussion on like the photo and video aspects. This actually isn't my camera, I just borrowed it, but I think I can make it work. We'll make something work if you guys want a more in-depth review. So yeah, that is pretty much that for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Hang on, the video isn't over just yet. This is future Mick, and by the time I am uploading this video, it is November 27, and I just wanted to tell you guys that Fujifilm, the official store here in the Philippines, has a holiday sale where the Fuji XT200 is priced at 35,000. So if you want to go to the store and put it under installment for like 12 months, you'll be able to do that at a much cheaper price. Its SRP is 40,990, so that's a steal. But if you go to Henry's Camera on their online store, you can find it for 32,300 pesos. Now that is a steal. Okay, so if you guys are interested in the Fuji XT200, it is so much more worth it. Now honestly, it was worth it at 40,000, and now with the holiday sales coming in, go buy it now. No, seriously, go get it now. So this is the real ending of the video. I'll see you in the next one.